Well, for that first part of the race, it was a totally different story to your finish, really, wasn't it? Just talk us through how much hard work you had to put in out there.
Yeah, I mean, we were just really struggling in the dry. I'm not really sure why. I mean, obviously we were quite quick in qualifying, but I mean, I think I was about 2.5 seconds a lap off in the dry, which is obviously a lot. So we got a little bit lucky, really, with the weather and everything else, and the safety car. I got Tom right up there. He did a fantastic job when it was wet, especially obviously getting up to the lead. And then when it dried up, I think he obviously had the same issues as me. We were again struggling for pace, so we dropped back behind Jody. Those two obviously did a great job, Jody and Warren. So, I mean, considering sort of how slow we were, if you like, actually I think that ended up quite a good result, being second. So we just obviously have to see if we can change things and make it better for tomorrow.
It certainly all happened ahead of you for that first opening section, didn't it? Seemed to be a really strong battle for first, second.
Well, to be honest, I was so slow I couldn't see it most of the time, but no, I mean, obviously, yeah, the front, I think the front 2 or 3 guys are all sort of nose to tail, but I mean, we were just sort of in, I was just trying to do the best I could, really. I mean, we were really struggling, dropping back and back the sort of whole time, so I was just trying to sort of, you know, do as much as I could, go as quick as I could without losing too much time with cars overtaking me. So
the second place, you can't be too unhappy with that then.
No, I mean, like I say, considering where we were, like I say, Tom did a particularly fantastic job in the wet when he got up to the lead, and we were helped a little bit with a, well, not just, obviously we did have a safety car, but the team made a great call as well, just to stay out on slicks and sort of struggle for those few laps, and then hoping the track come back to us, which it did. So yeah, it was a good result. Can't complain with second after how the race was looking, you know, half an hour in.
Congratulations, second place. It looked like you might be first for a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good opening few laps where it was quite damp. I seemed to have some good pace in the car, so yeah, pushed on, managed to catch Jody and make a good pass on him. Unfortunately, it started to dry up, and we'd opted for a fairly different setup than the other car. So unfortunately, our dry pace wasn't anything like as strong as our wet. So unfortunately, I just saw the gap dropping down on the pit board, and Jody came through down into the Melbourne loop. There's nothing really I could do about that. So happy with the second place with the hand we were dealt. So yeah, team did a great job as well. WFR and Xero Competition. So yeah, can't complain at all.
Second place really actually just become a case of defending the second place rather than attacking the first.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with the setup we had, I mean, Ben was complaining in the first stint when it was dry. He was dropping back quite rapidly. There was nothing really I could attack with, so it was a case of just sitting pretty in second and keeping it on the island, and you know, just bringing it home.
Not bad for race 1 though.
Yeah, no, great result for race 1. So hopefully we can make some decent changes and have a slightly more successful race 2 and bring home a win.
Congratulations, that was a fantastic finish there.
Yeah, I mean, that race had it all, I think. With the rain that came, you know, right about the pit window, I think that made it a difficult call for all teams, you know, based on when they needed to change the drivers and when they needed to change tyres. You know, we made a very late call, and I think we were one of the first to change. However, when I went out, I just had no tyre temperature, and the car was terrible. But I knew if I just bided my time, you know, the track had come back to us. And Tom got me in those changing conditions, and I just couldn't live with him. And he opened a gap, but then as the track got drier, I began to catch him a little bit. But then I got distracted by a back marker, and I ended up spinning on the wet grass. You know, that was entirely my fault, and I hold my hands up to that one. But then I just got my head down, and Warren was urging me on over the pit wall, and Jeff, the engineer, was saying, you know, you can catch him. So I just got my head down, and sure enough, we caught him and pulled away. And
you must have thought you'd thrown it away though when you span onto the grass there.
I did. I must admit. I thought the time differential between myself and Tom was going to be less than it was, and you know, when the gap was up to 20 seconds or so, I thought, well, you know, maybe I've blown it, and you know, my heart sank at that point. But I gathered myself back together and just gritted my teeth and got stuck in.
Does it make it easier or harder racing against your teammate when you're trying to battle for first and second? Is it in the back of your head the fact that you want both cars out tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, you know, that you always have to think about the team, and you know, that's ultimately who we're driving for. But on the other side of that, you know, we're here to win, and if the team say that we can race, as long as we do it safely and fairly, you know, then yes, you know, there is that added little bit of caution when you're coming up to pass anybody or you're dicing with someone, but it's still another competitor all the same. Good bit of needle in the garage though tonight, I'd imagine.
Yeah, there'll be some banter, I'm sure.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic win there. You did a lot of the legwork early on. You must have thought Jody had thrown it away when he put it on the grass.
I must admit I did, but he did a fantastic recovery. So he deserves a lot of credit, and you know, he really charged once he realised that the situation we're in, how much time was left to it, and I was I was on the pit wall waving him on, so he knew I was revved up to get his head down. But no, he did fabulous, isn't it? It's just very nice for the team. We missed Spa. We've come back with a WFR chassis and got a great 1-2 result. So we started the year very well at Paul Ricard, and it's hopefully can get the season back on track and do well for the championship.
How difficult is it watching after you've done all the legwork in the beginning? How difficult is it to stand on that pit wall and have to wait for the rest of the race?
Well, to be honest, I know, you know, I've driven with Jody for a while now, and I know he's at a very good level as a driver. So I had every confidence. I might have had second thoughts when he spun, but you know, once he got going again, I had every confidence he could recover it. So it was quite exciting, actually. You know, there's certainly a point of interest there for the remainder of the race. So, but yeah, early in the race was just very difficult when the rain came, and the team did a fabulous call on getting the pit stop call correct, and yeah, I mean, it's a real true team effort, that result.
And there'll be a bit of needle in the garage tonight when the two sides of the garage meet up. Will you be able to remain friends until the end of play tomorrow?
Yeah, there's no problem from our end, so because we got the right result, so we've got no extra to grind at the moment. So no, everything's good. So hopefully we can get another good one tomorrow.